In a major breakthrough, the Government of India representative and interlocutor for Naga peace talks, R.N. Ravi, who is also the Governor of Nagaland, and the Working Committee Naga National Political Groups NNPGs have agreed to finalize draft agreement at an official meeting held at Nagaland Commissioner's Guest House in Dimapur yesterday. Highly placed sources said that both negotiating parties agreed to finalize the draft agreement for early settlement to the decades-old Naga political issue. The sources informed that Ravi and the 10-member Working Committee NNPGs, led by its convener N. Kitovi Zimomi, chalked out the action plan for the impending final agreement. It was also disclosed that Ravi had insisted on including minority tribes of Nagaland in the peace process. The sources also informed that the interlocutor had sought for some time so as to work things out with the other negotiating party, NSCN-IM. It was learned that no new agenda was discussed at the meeting. It may be mentioned that the official meeting resumed after over 4 months of hiatus due to COVID-19 pandemic. Meanwhile, R.N. Ravi is also likely to meet members of NSCN-IM led by its Atto Kilonsa and chief negotiator T.H. Muiva by this week, sources informed. Nearly 90,000 people have been affected in Meghalaya after swollen Brahmaputra and Jingiram rivers submerged over 50 villages, an official said. The Jingiram, one of the major rivers in the Garo Hills, caused havoc due to the sudden backflow of the Brahmaputra river, inundating the low-lying areas there. West Garo Hills Deputy Commissioner Ram Singh said, at least 16,400 households with a population of 89,000 have been affected by the flash floods in 50 villages in the plains of Garo Hills due to the sudden backflow of the Brahmaputra river. The situation is bad and the situation is being monitored. 3 community and rural development blocks that include Tikrikila, Demdema and Selsala have been badly affected, he added. There has been no reports of loss of life so far. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh has handed over the first installment of startup subsidy grant of Rs 1.50 lakh each to 146 beneficiaries under Idea stage of the Manipur Startup Scheme Round 2 at CM Secretariat Babupara, Imphal. The function was organized by the Planning Department, Government of Manipur. Addressing the occasion, Biren said that Manipur Startup Scheme has benefited many educated, unemployed people in the state. Benefits are being provided to selected individuals who have the vision for establishing their own business but are not financially sound. The selected people were provided training and only those who have successfully completed the training were given subsidy grant by the government. The Chief Minister attributed the rapid growth of businesses in Manipur to government's aggressive push for business and entrepreneurship under the startup scheme. Following the Arunachal government's decision to convert the newly constructed MLA apartments at Chimpu into a 40-bedded COVID hospital, the residents of the locality have erupted in protest, stating it would put the entire locality at risk. The government took the decision as the Tomo Riba Institute of Health and Medical Sciences in Naharlagun is overburdened. The residents of the locality erected a bamboo barricade obstructing the approach road to the MLA apartments, stating that they would not allow the government to convert the apartments into a COVID-19 hospital. Earlier, Health Minister Alo Libang, accompanied by Health Secretary P. Parthiban, TRAIMS Director Dr. Moji Jini, and other officials visited the MLA apartments to assess the feasibility of converting it into a makeshift COVID-19 hospital. The International Cricket Council (ICC) is likely to discuss the fate of the T20 World Cup in its next board meeting this month. The tournament, which is scheduled to be held in Australia from October 18th to November 15th, has come under threat due to the crisis caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Even though the date of the next meeting has not yet been finalized, ANI has reported that it could be held next week. With increasing number of COVID-19 positive cases all across the nation, the COVID-19 status of the northeastern states are: Arunachal's tally stands at 462 positive, 306 active, 153 recovered and 3 deaths. Assam's tally has gone up to 18,667 positive, 6,439 active, 12,174 recovered and 51 deaths. Meghalaya's tally stands at 337 positive, 287 active, 46 recovered, and 2 deaths. Manipur's tally has gone up to 1,672 positive, 652 active, 1,020 recovered. Mizoram's tally stands at 238 positive, 79 active, 159 recovered. Nagaland's tally has reached 902 positive cases, 554 active, 348 who have recovered. Tripura's tally stands at 2,183 positive, 629 active, 1,538 recovered, and 2 deaths. Sikkim's tally stands at 211 positive, 112 active, 86 recovered. Total number of COVID-19 cases in the Northeast stands at 24,672 positive cases, 9,060 active cases, 15,524 who have recovered, and 58 deaths as of July 15, 2020. From all of us here at NE8, stay strong and stay safe.